On a day-to-day the shit change, but you know for the most part nothing indifferent. Sometimes be stuck in my ways, weekend fucked up in somebody's kitchen. Sticking my hand, I'm chilling with the troops and my few cans down, so I walk like Winston. Trust me, I wake up hanging, you think that I'm leaving this bed, you're kidding. I'm sitting on back in the pad, get deep fried and I smoke some packs of the grass. Put the feet up, kick back and relaxing your best, know I'm sitting on Reilly's Gaff.
Joe, tomorrow, right, we're going out for something to eat. It's on the Reilly's Gaff card, yeah. Anywhere you want in Glasgow for like a meal. At any time. At any time, dinner, lunch.
We get a sugo.
Aye, fair to okay. That.
Yeah, the Indigia one, that's the best one.
Aye. I think it's the one I got, mate. No, what did I get? Can't remember. Fettuccine pasta? Like, it's like, is it like linguine, like a thick spaghetti almost?
Aye, no, aye, it's like a ribbon. It's like ribbons.
Oh no, I didn't get that. I got one where like it was like slow cooked
ragu or something.
Aye, mate, it was ragu. I get that. That was fucking banging, mate. I was well impressed with it. Imagine we get a sugar sponsorship. Ugh. Places like that, but like what is even like see like
I don't
sugar?
like Pisano though.
Aye, a Pisano, I've never understood the like. I've never understood the waiting time with a Pisano is in like. It's no worth, like it's good. There's no denying it's nice. It's a wee thing, but
they don't put enough work in for it though. They don't even do chips. That's not enough effort from them.
It's authentic.
That to justify a big queue.
It's authentic.
You get a nice beer and all that. Like,
mate, I was fucking eating a plate of ham. Mate, that's
I need chips, man.
No, but that's what being in the fucking in Sugo does. And mate, they create the atmosphere that you're like that. No, what I want for a starter, a full plate of ham, as if like, see, because it's obviously like Parma. Was it Parma ham? I think so. Which is it was very nice ham, mate. As far as plates of ham go, it was way up there, bro. But what I will say is,
spices on it.
It was just olive oil. It was very simplistic, but it was gorgeous.
I don't know Pisano, man. There was a place called Pizza East, right? Like near where you live now. But it doesn't exist anymore.
I remember, mate. I never went there, but I remember like.
And it was the exact same thing, and it was nice, but nobody went to it. And it's like, so are people just gone to that because it's up here? Central thing and all that. It's like right in this spot in Kelvin Grove.
Mate, it's like, do you know what it is, right? This is like, if you think about like maybe even like all the people that maybe work there and that, they all seem they don't hire just mad any wee guy or that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all, they're creating a mad vibe about it. Like, oh, like all the people that work there are normally quite cool, quite kind of like, so it's like creating a mad. Like Mungo for a Pisano, like it's like a mad. It's not just like a fucking I'm gonna go get a pizza. It's like a whole sort of like, was that Pisano last night?
Wait in the queue.
It's like and it's like
everybody sees you in the queue.
Aye, attention seekers, bro. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
You're not seeing it as a queue. You're seeing it as like this is the experience. It's like going to Disneyland or something.
Aye, like boom.
There it is, man.
Boom.
Oh, Gatorade, man. Oh, it's not for me, is it?
He was right.
He Subway, man. Oh, I saw that before I saw the actual Subway.
Mate, he was like that. He was like that. Oh no, he's saying he's got to get me something better. Oh no, what was he thought of it? And then he's came through.
That is better.
Troops, listen up. The kind folks at Beer 52 are offering the people at Reilly's Gaff, the listeners, the Gaffinators, they're offering them a free case of 8 beers. 8 craft beers from all over the world, right? Your palate is going to go on a journey. Are you going to deny your palate a round the world trip? What are you? Cruel?
Nasty?
Despicable?
Mean?
Disgusting? So, troops, all you need to do to claim that free case of 8 craft beers is go to www.beer52, and that's the number 52, beer52.com/Reilly, Reilly. And once you've put that code in, all you need to do is cover the postage costs. $5.95? Come on, for 8 craft beers from all over the world. They've got beer for everybody. If dark beer's not your thing, they've got light only cases. They're catering to all troops. In fact, anybody who gets the case of beer from Beer 52 are going to receive some tasty snacks, and they're also going to receive a copy of the award-winning Ferment magazine.
Woo!
So get with it, troops. And look, the thing is, see if you want to sign up for this and then you're like, I don't want to continue this. You can cancel it any time. So if you're not satisfied, you know, get the free case and then cancel it. But we think you will be. And also, if you want to pause it, you can do that as well. So it's very flexible. What is there really no to sign up for this for? Like, what reason would you have that you wouldn't want to sign up and get this for? It's silly. And look, troops, it helps support us as well. So if you want to support us and get free beers, you know where to go. The link's in the description. For audio listeners, it's www.beer52.com/Reilly, Reilly. You actually do look quite religious, Joe. I could imagine like Joe being no, like if we no, like I think not I could definitely be like going down to see the priest Joseph Muscad. And I think you've got a nice manner about you, mate. You could definitely be a welcoming priest.
He's evil.
I know this guy's no generous, Joe. Tell them, mate.
I've got a fucking Subway here, man.
Just
I've heard something about what you order from a Chinese takeout restaurant.
Alright, man.
Tell them. So, troops, listen to this one, right? So, you know, it's we're sitting before the pod, kinda floating about, and this young man was talking about something.
A lot of shit.
And we were talking about food, and then I was like, "What's your order for the Chinese?" Joe, tell us, mate, what?
Aye.
So I was thinking, I'll tell you what I was thinking. I know Joe is fussy. I know the guy.
I'm no fussy.
You know about his order for Nando's, mind? Plain chips.
Let's not get into it. Let's get both of them actually. Now that you mentioned it, let's get both on the air, on the airwaves.
That's an old order.
So, right, so maybe you could use your updated order. So let's start with what I heard at the start of this. So I thought Joe, I know he doesn't like to go too crazy, right? I'm like, he's going to just say, chicken curry and rice and like
chicken
chips.
balls or something.
Aye, like salt and chili chicken. Something like any like the standard person would get. So
I think I remember what his is.
Right.
And it's horrible.
Right, wait.
No.
Can you cover your ears right now and he can like tell me?
Right. Sausages, chips and gravy. I'm sure he used to get that. Wait, is it?
Joe, let's review what your order is.
Right. Order is chicken balls, chips, no curry sauce,
right,
salt, and tomato sauce for the.
That's the worst thing I said. Isn't it?
You don't even mind what you said.
I'm sure you've got this.
Did you say salty chips?
Sausages, chips and gravy.
That's not
good. Chinese.
Aye, that's a thing, mate. That's a thing.
What is that?
I swear to God, mate. 1,000% you get that.
Say that again. What?
Sausages, chips and a tub of gravy. And it's pure black gravy,
What
mate.
sausages? I've no imagining any sausages
they're
like Chinese.
They're like breakfast sausages in England.
Chineses?
No, but it's just after the European menu or
Mate,
whatever.
that's something your granny would make.
I didn't know they did that.
I thought you had got that before. It must be another child, I know what I mean? It must be somebody's wee sister or something.
Aye, but let's talk like Joe. Honestly, tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's wrong with a bit of curry sauce, mate. What's wrong? What
is wrong? Tell me what's wrong with custard that you get at a school canteen when it's like skin on the tap of it.
I'm not defending that, mate.
I know, but what, do you think
like
that's
that.
good or something?
It's fine, aye. It's like yogurts and
Because
that.
it's the same to me, the fact that there's like skin on the tap of the curry sauce and that. I don't like shit
No,
like
No,
mate,
but you
it's
just
just
mix
there's
it.
skin,
Mate, do you
bro.
know there's skin on like everything? Like, see if you started cooking,
why
mate,
doesn't it be hot?
see like pasta before it gets served in a restaurant, there's probably a wee bit of that at the tap, you just mix it in.
It's just a bit
I
of.
like a bit of
It's a bit of life, bro.
rigidity. I like sauce, like a wee bit of mayo.
I hear like
tomato and
dollops
all
of food, mate, like
I like a bit of tomato,
One
mayo,
piece.
peri mayo or something.
Like a
But
mad.
if you want to know my Nando's,
I know
the updated includes the peri
right, so
mayo.
I'll tell, I don't know if I said in the podcast once, but once me and Joseph, we were rough and we were in Nando's and I was just laughing at everything because I was rough. And we ordered a Nando's and it came, I think it was like when they brought it out, I know it's Chinese now, you do it like on your phone, but I didn't hear them ordering it and they brought it out, mate, and it was like an extra, like the hottest sauce wrap with nothing else on it, just chicken and wrap, chips and tomato sauce, mate. And
No peri salt chips, which was stupid.
what?
I do peri chips now.
Ah.
And
He's a counselled man.
And the peri mayo.
The peri meal?
Aye.
Fuck's sake.
No
What do
pie.
you have, like, I know I don't think we spent Christmas together this year, but usually on the day he doesn't eat Christmas dinner.
A day, man.
No, but it's a neutered version of Christmas dinner.
I don't eat your fucking
a diluted version.
I'm not eating like Brussels sprouts and all that. That'll be the one thing.
No, fucking Christmas, mate.
I'm sure you get like, you don't get any vegetables with it. It's just roast totties, the turkey and a bit of gravy. That's like it.
Chipolatas.
Chipolatas.
Have you ever been fussy with?
Really can't wrap my head around sweet corn, mate.
Oh, mate, I hate sweet corn. I can't eat sweet corn. They always put one. Do you ever get one by mistake on your pizza? I get that quite a lot.
Yeah, that's just a wee pube.
One.
Just a wee pube of sweet corn.
Flying about the fucking pizza place.
I hate like because we've been having barbecues in the roasting hot weather. Obviously, the day we're at working, we're in the ship, but it's been roasting hot back home. And we have barbecues at the back, and they always like get like hunters are calling the cobs and big tin foil and all that butter all over it. Just weird, man.
Don't try and like, don't dress as they say. Famously, they say don't dress a lamb up as a mutton, bro. And I believe in that. Don't dress it up. Corn should not. Corn should not be barbecued. Corn should. Stick it in a wee...
Stick in a field?
Stick it in a wee veg medley.
But even at that, mate...
Because I know what I'm getting with that. Don't fucking intervene on the BBQ, man. And look...
It's the same with pizzas, I know. They don't belong on pizzas.
Sweet corn?
Sweet corn doesn't belong
so
on pizzas.
You don't like any... Do you like it with any?
Do you know how... You, I don't know like why this happened during lockdown. One of my pals put his address in by accident. Like, he ordered a Domino's or something. And he like screenshotted his Domino's, but had his address in it, and every cunt was like ordering Domino's to his house. Right? And it was just always like everybody was texting in our chat, and it was like tuna, sweet corn, and anchovy pizza. Like 6 of them got in one cab.
Oh my god! I feel like even if he gets them up, you're uneatable. You're just like, oh, I can't even eat that.
That actually happened to me. You know how Baked, the one next to you, they sent me the rang pizza. Oh, I'm unmuted. They sent me the rang pizza. Nut oil or something. It was sweet nuts.
Aye, with the like, what it was. I know what you're talking about.
It was like pistachios on it or something. I was like, I can't eat this.
Mate, I ordered for something on Just Eat, right? And they forgot, like they sent me the complete wrong order, and I remember I was like, I'm starving, I just want them to send the right thing out. And I phoned them and I was like, look, like, I've been sent this and you've gave me this, and they were like, oh right, must have got mixed up. And I was like, so could you like get another one sent out to me? And they were like, unfortunately we can't offer that because it's through like Uber Eats, so it's like nothing to do with them basically. And I was like, all right, well, can I like what will happen then? And she was like, this is what she said, I just need to make it up to you next time. I was like, as if I'm going to walk in one day like 3 weeks later, pure, alright, I was on the phone to marry you about 3 weeks ago, you would sound like a weird nutter, mate.
I would walk in with like a big roll of wallpaper like that. So one of you said that he's a horn next time. He's always one. I'm wallpapering the flat, right? One needs to come up.
One of you needs to come up and help us, man.
Manager's like taking half, not like, right, I'll go and help him. You've got no matter what.
Just make it up to you next time, man. I was like,
I quite like that laissez-faire attitude to food.
Do you know what? Like, there's no like in no situation would I ever actually like. I know what it's like to be on the customer service side of that, and do you know what? The best cunts are the cunts are just like, because see at that point. There's nothing like, even if there's nothing's happening, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to fix it, so it's like, you might as well be sound about it.
See like, me with that. See,
like, you, the guy at Halford, you were really nice with that guy.
Aye, I was gracious. I said, I drove through the shop, you know? No, but see, the other day, I got a Nando's, right? But I went and like picked it up, and I was leaving, I'm sure I ordered all sorts of stuff, and I looked in, and they had like missed like hundreds of shit, to be fair, like chicken wings, like a burger, like it's 2 starters and that, and I was like, just went back and I was like, oh, you've missed all this stuff, and they were like, oh, and I'm like, sorry, I don't want to be a pain. Like, I was still saying that as if like I was the
you're the problem. Which I think that is, but do you know, think like
I'm a bit of a gimp probably.
But I was going to say that, but mate, what do you think that is? Like, see how the way like we'll walk up to somebody, right, and we'll be like, you nearly bump into them and you're like, oh, sorry, but you're no actual sorry, you know what I mean? Like, I don't we both know none of us meant that.
You just want to come across as the pure better, like no better, like just the good cunt.
You just
Do you know? Morgan was showing me things because it was all, there was this stuff on TikTok that was a bit like obviously heavy serious topic, but like lassies getting like followed and stuff, and like obviously all this mad horrible shit that goes on. Do you know what I mean? And it was like tips on how to get away from being like to keep yourself safe for that and it was all like the like lassies, like the murderers. Not you obviously watch their documentaries. They like go for people that are pure. They would go and like bump into people in the shop, and then the ones that were like, oh sorry, even though it wasn't their fault, they're like the ones. And it was saying like just be a mad cow to like, every cunt. Like see if like somebody asks, like it was like no man's going to ask for your help. They're too like hang with. So if they're asking for your help, a lot of the time it'll be a weirdo and shit. So like just be like no, fuck off and just walk away. Do you know what I mean? But how bad's that? They're like, because when she was showing me the videos, it was making me think like I'm always the mad and nice cunt. And I've never had to think twice about being that. Know what I mean? It's pure shite. The lassies have to pure like.
I like switch into a mad zone and be like, right, how should I react to this situation?
Stay safe here.
And I know, mate. We'll get privileges, mate. We'll get privileges. But
do they know how far Italian? Sorry.
No, there was no, there was. I don't know. I just said white bread, mate. I don't like
white bread. You asked for white bread.
Warburton's.
You don't like
Warburton's blue. Just stick on a Warburton's blue head.
Because they said like, well, Ange and you don't like seeds and that, so I was like white.
But that's not usually the variables that we're working with in a subway. Brown, white. Usually like hearty Italian.
Hearty Italian. Is that not got seeds on it or something?
It's hearts.
It's got human.
It's got a bit of personality.
It's what'd you call that? Like,
it's not glazed like this. But it's like a morning roll.
Another thing, we were talking about Joe's Chinese order, right? And a guy in my work told me, we were talking to each other, right? And then we were talking about like people that don't like mad, like anything mad adventurous at all, right? Like just don't want to try it. And he was like that to me. You know what my dad used to get for the Chinese? And I was like, what? Thinking it would be like something like chicken curry. Always, he's like, he would get it every time. And I'm like, must be like a chicken curry or something pure basic. He's like, a chicken Maryland, right? And I'm like that. And I'm like,
it's a creamy thing.
Aye, no, but I don't even know. Like, so,
have a look. Does it look quite good?
A chicken Maryland,
mate. Actually, looks no bad.
Mate, but he was like that. He was like that. It's a. I was like, what is it? He's like, it's a bit of chicken and a bit of ham and peas and that. And I was like that. I was like, that doesn't sound that Chinese, mate. And he was like, that. Aye, he was like, what he used to say to me was, when he was eating something that was like quite like exotic and that, quite, he was like, that. Too much flavour in that. What is that? Like that is too, like, that is overloading me. It's blowing me away.
Mate, that.
Peas in it now.
Aye, that looks like a mad. That looks like a Chinese Sunday dinner.
Mate, no, how funny is this? See the chicken Maryland? No, you get it in the weed categories, the European dishes.
That's the sausages, mate. That's what the sausages.
Is that what Joe got? Mate, you've actually been in that menu, Joe.
I don't eat the sausages.
Mate, do you eat chicken Marylands and be honest?
Mate, that does look like the Sunday dinner of China, doesn't it?
Aye, that is the Chinese Sunday.
Pineapple.
Aye, it's a fucking mad. I hate. Don't try, mate. Pineapple just needs to. Don't put pineapple on a plate unless it's a fruit salad for me, mate.
Do you think so?
Don't. Nah.
So do you know? Have you ever had the mad? Like my mum makes this all the time, right? God bless her. God bless her heart, right? No, I don't mind. I don't mind a variation of this, but she always makes like ham, like mad thick ham.
I know what you're gonna say.
Pineapple.
It's a British classic.
Cheese on the top of that, and then an egg on the plate.
That is
with
a bit.
Chips in that.
Aye. Mate,
but I don't mind ham, egg and chips. That's alright, kinda.
Mate, you know what I hate? You know I hate them, bro. You know what I'm gonna say?
I don't.
I hate a boiled egg, bro.
Oh, brother.
Don't talk to me about a dry, lifeless... Mate, it's like...
What about when the yolks get a mad bit of blue on it?
No, a bit of blue cheese.
Scotch egg?
Scotch eggs
got
are
like
good.
breadcrumbs on it or something.
Aye, I don't mind.
Scotch eggs are alright. See in my work, right? Like my work's actual. Now, like every workplace you go, you get mad cunts that have got just mad horrible scrans. Like used to be a guy that used to come into my old work. with 2 boiled eggs, and I'm had like seeing Tesco meal deal bits. I'm had plastic container just with 2 boiled eggs in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Mate,
No,
I
seen this the other day, mate.
You get the wee like sushi and that in, it's like that, but 2 big boiled eggs, mate. And I used to get that, a tin of tuna, and just eat a fork and like just eat. It's pure stinking the room out. I know.
That guy, that for sure, that guy's a mad salty old sailor, bro.
He was, aye.
Aye, how much salty sea dog?
Yeah, he's been out on the sea for 45 years now.
Mate, one of the dirtiest seamen I've seen.
Seamen. What then I was saying, like, every cunt scrans are alright, and see, like, everybody else brings in shit, like for the office and for cunts to have, and it's always just like donuts, not. But sometimes cunts bring in like ham for the like butchers, pure banging ham, and then hunters a salad and hunters a rolls, and just makes every cunt ham salad rolls, not and pure banging. And the day somebody put in a group chat, who's pickled onions are these? And it's like a big chippy like jar of pickled onions in the kitchen.
The gold star ones?
Aye, it's so funny, mate. It just doesn't look right. It looks unnatural, doesn't it?
Why do you need that many pickles in your work? How many pickles are you eating a day in work?
It was for like everybody. He brought them in for everybody to have one. Now you'd say that donuts or cookies or something. Pickled onions in there. Something. Just here, mate. See if you go and grab a pickled onion.
Mate.
Did you do it with a wee toothpick? It's quite dignified.
No, it's like the big fuckers.
No, it's not the wee European ones that you get in wee buffets. Not a wee pickle. A wee pickle.
It's not the wee Spanish woman ones.
Aye, a wee pickle.
The big Icelandic ones.
Aye, it's the big fucking huge things, mate. The jawbreakers, mate. This is like, I remember, see, sometimes you walk by somewhere, now the mad nights you had, like, obviously we're going to be looking into this, some badgins, man, some public domain badgins, man, honestly. The people's badgins, I mate, it's going to get wild on here, but no, like, sometimes you walk by places, right, and it reminds you of times you've actually, like, I remember me and Paige left a gaff, right, at like, in Ruggett, like, maybe about 11 AM on that, I think it was maybe a Sunday. And we walked up the road, right, and this is the most stupid thing ever, bro. Me and Paige would always get vodka and orange. That was what we would drink. Let's see, for like a morning booze, because we were like, oh, it's like it's a wee breakfast drink.
A wee mimosa.
Aye, a wee bit of personality in it, man. But aye, that was what we would always get. So we were leaving this gaff, and we were obviously like, fucked out on nuts, and we've had like the bottle of orange juice and the vodka, right, and we're like, we need to like walk. Like for there to like Burnside to get a train or something, which is like maybe about a half an hour walk. Aye, so like, right, we need to walk about with this booze because we're obviously got to be tanning it, walking about and all that, right? And I remember having the 2 bottles, and we poured the orange juice into the vodka and walked about with the bottle of vodka instead of just putting the vodka into the orange juice. Aye, like see, like instead of just mixing.
Oh, mate.
So like we were walking about, but we were walking about with a bottle of vodka, a big bottle of Smirnoff with like orange, a mix of orange juice in it, and I was like, what are we doing? And then I remember I was wearing like Nike Tech Fleece trackies, and like I remember like we tried to like hop over this fence. And like the cotton ripped up my mad fucking up my thigh, up my hamstring, bro. And I remember like we went to Burnside, like my main street, and we went in to get like we need to try and square ourselves up a bit, get a roll and that. We bounced into a cafe. It was pure like we like fucking pensioners were having a wee coffee, a wee latte, talking to and everybody's pure bright face, pure hi and all that. You're like, can I just fucking get it? And I remember we were in there, we were just pure minging, not me, we were bouncing about, and like we ended up getting a rolling sausage. I remember like walking about Burnside,
pure dry mouth.
Now it was like, it's the wee moments that you're like, I mean, it's so funny, but you're like, what am I actually doing?
Mate,
like,
I got one of them ones. Is that a similar kind of moment in my head? I was in a bus, mate. Like, this was when I was a pure wee guy, full of eckies, not in this gaff in Tollcross, and I didn't have like dough for a taxi up the road for like Tollcross to Springburn, so I would like jumped on a bus at like 10 in the morning, and it was like everybody got to work and all that, and me and my pal were sitting like that, and we're pure creeping, looking about, and it was everything was still weird, like we were still tripping and all that, still tripping, and there was a mad woman in front of us, mate, and like I don't know if she was actually doing this right, but she just kept going like that, like like that, right, back in the seat from behind, so it was like that, and she was like doing all this and all that, and I don't know if she just had something like maybe a medical issue or something, but I was actually sitting going, mate, is she actually doing that? And I thought it was just he was just sitting, so we both actually sat for like a 20-minute bus like that, just staring at this man, woman like bouncing her head, and
My God,
that was a moment that I was like,
I'm
then
never doing this again.
the next weekend, obviously.
Of course, mate, standard in it.
It's got to the point now that like when I say like I'm never drinking again, it's like nearly deadly serious. Like, do you know what I mean?
I know.
Probably being BTS seen the very first our Patreon video, and it was a director's cut one. We flew a bit too close to the sun, and we couldn't have their podcast. I remember going like that. I was like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I was watching it the other day because I don't think I had watched that before, and I was like scrolling through and I watched that one, and there's a bit where I go, my phone, and you people look at me like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, that's something in it. That's something that I should have. And you were just looking at me like, if you want, mate. Like, it was as if I had just realised like that having a phone's like a good thing. Not
I think it's to your advantage. It could be useful for
I
you.
was pure sitting trying to position it for ages. Like, I can just imagine like.
Mate, that was so funny when we done that. I need to ask, do you think we'll ever do that again?
What?
Do you think we'll ever like try and do an episode and struggle to date that much? Troops, if you don't know what we're talking about the Patreon video where we obviously tried to do an episode. It was like a Q&A.
Aye.
A couple of, how long ago? Maybe
it must have been ages ago.
in winter.
Sitting in the different.
It was definitely winter. I remember that much.
It was high noon.
It was a high tide winter. I remember that much.
It was a high tide, but
It was a high tide. Oh, but mate, honestly, bro, this shit's mad up, bro.
Aye, so we like tried to do this podcast and we just like couldn't like function. As I said, I was pure like there's bits that I'm just going, mate, we can't do this, and you're trying to pure G me up for it and all that.
I got a coffee now.
You got me a coffee, but it was so funny because at the start I got that. Was it like Pokemon Go or something like that? And Joseph was like,
that's what it was.
The full like we had done like 15 minutes, and Joseph was like, "You're fucking slurring, man."
Aye, man.
It's because I had the headphones up loud. I'm sorry.
need to take the
And I was
headphones
stoned, so obviously I'm analysing that it's too much and all that. So I'm sorry. But I wouldn't do that now.
No.
But you with the slur, like, it's pretty sound. Like you're slurring, man.
Oh, mate, you probably want a wee bit. Mate, I remember.
Steaming or something?
Mate, it was so funny. Mate, it was so funny, like watching that back. Like honestly, just seeing like we said something about like G4, and it was like I should claim. And then it was just like silence, and we both burst out laughing. Oh man, that was fucking
because we did
tremendous.
this big long hanging, and you done, and that's why you should claim. And I was like, "What me if you flung me out?"
Aye, you're like, we talking about G4 claims. You're probably got to start telling a story about your work or something. Like, that's what you do, mate. It's so funny. Like in that episode, you don't know if you're being an ad to do and all that. You forget like what bit you're in.
I don't think it's possible again, mate. I think like we've got to a point now that
Solid, bro.
it's just it just can't happen. Do you know what I mean?
Too
But if you
solid.
want to see shit like that, sign up for the Patreon.
The patey.
I wasn't here to plug it earlier on, so I'll get my wee plug in now. Sign up for Patreon trips.
Aye, guys, so this is, I am an absolute fiend on TikTok. It's getting it out of control. I find these people, as we say, I am the biggest talent scout for TikTok.
Yeah.
I can spot a viral sensation with a fucking easterly wind, man. I can smell it in the air. I can smell I studied virology at the University of Glasgow in 2005.
I thought you always tell me you went to the University of Life, your University of Hard Knocks and stuff.
No, the School of Hard Knocks, University of Life, but that was just an outside of education.
Right, okay.
I learned all that stuff. But we do have a young man here who I found on TikTok who, look, Trips, I don't know what the deal is completely, I'll be honest. This man popped up in my feed. First I seen him. Now, what I will say is he loves a bus.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't know if he's maybe gone train guy route, Francis Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. Who doesn't love a good bus, but...
A good bus. I went to school with a boy that was obsessed with buses, man, and he's dead. Get on, nah, he's alright. Shout out to that guy. So I do have the laptop with me now, folks, and we're going to watch this young man now. As far as I'm aware, Jamie, this guy's nothing. Do you know, I could be totally wrong here, so I apologise if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's anything to actually do with the bus. You know what I mean? He's not hired by the company. He's on there as an everyday customer.
Right, okay.
But he really just loves a good bus. But this is just a video I seen just pop up.
Alright folks, here we fucking go! Here we! Here we fucking go! This is my girls! That's the light! Come and join us, folks! We are the people! We are the people! Yes!
So this guy loves buses, folks. I don't know what to tell you. He's on a McGill's bus shouting, here we fucking go.
Want you to know it's the McGill's bus.
He's
feel-
hired the McGill's, man.
Is he an affiliate?
McGill, I've seen him in the street and said you'd be perfect for this new guerrilla marketing campaign we've got.
Maybe. So we've got another video here now. Bear in mind that, now, guys, if you're watching this, keep a wee eye out for the driver who is seemingly wondering what is actually going fucking on.
So, because I thought he's obviously consulted the driver.
I don't think so, mate. I don't know. Like, I think it's the case of like they know he loves a bus, so they're like, oh, toot the wee horn. And they're like, oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, wee man, the bus, the lives that loves a bus, give him a wee toot and that. It's like, woo, like Francis, but
I get it.
But this one is even. I don't know what is going on, bro.
Alright folks, I'd like to welcome you aboard my service, my bus today. I don't like parking on hills, right? So folks, how we all doing? I'm doing amazing! Oh, here she goes, here she goes! Here she goes, here's my Joe. Alright then folks, I'm gonna go now. Bye!
Oh, he's got a lot of energy, hasn't he?
He's a very passionate young man.
So you think he might be the next Francis Bourgeois? The distinct difference between him and Mr. Bourgeois is...
Bourgeois get classer.
He's got... Mate,
He's been too much.
See, do you know this, man? Speaking of this, right? See, do you know this? Mind Sean did a deep dive on him and it was like a joke, but he was saying how he's a Tory and all.
Aye.
Right? See, do you know this? Like, the RMT strikes and that? He's been doing it, he's no said a word about it, and he's been doing hunters out modelling for Gucci. He's been doing ads for Gucci and that, and he's no said a word about like the workers being underpaid for so many years and all that. Oh, mate.
This is what I'll say. I agree that he probably, if we were in that position and had his influence, you would like put a message out there that was like, because he's got a big influence, like obviously, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, right, like, at the same time, is it his duty to do that? If he's just a mad guy off TikTok that just loves, like, is it no the duty of like people in actual positions of power on that to be like, I stand with them? I know what you mean.
If he did a video, it would be tokenistic. It would just be daft. It would be like, it wouldn't be, like, it's the same as Mace cunts. Like, see when you see like celebrities going on about like, you gotta save the environment. No, it's like no doing much, right? But it's just, it looks bad because this is the time that he started. Like, how much in Gucci pays for like a modelling, a clothes campaign thing? Like, they must pay so much dough, mate. He's obviously caked because of the trains, you know what I mean? And then the wee drivers like are driving by tooting them and that, or get like, can't feed the wage and that.
He's no tooting them back, bro.
No, he is not. It can't be anymore, mate.
Fucking despicable, man. But let's go on to another more inspirational man than Francis Bourgeois. This guy is I think he's an Indian guy who just is making sort of inspirational quotes.
I like it.
For TikTok. His name's Akhtar Khan. His username's Akhtar Khan 116, right? So this is a young man here. Now we're going to watch a wee clip. He's got advice about women, actually.
Ooh.
Brother, don't get addicted to women. Women addiction is more toxic than all addictions.
Mate,
see,
don't get addicted to women.
No.
Addiction to women is more toxic than all other addictions. Fireworks.
Aye, mate, I like
brilliant, mate. I love him.
Have you got another one of these?
Oh, there's plenty, mate.
Right. Because this is eerily similar to my favourite TikToker in the world, mate.
Aye.
Except my favourite TikToker just does the same. It's like a kind of speech like that with a lot of effects.
Aye.
But it doesn't change per video, and he's done like 100,000 videos or something.
Fucking hell.
Don't tell anyone about extra happiness, cause people look at happiness and people put salt in trouble.
Oh, mate, I like him a lot.
Mate, he's one of the most inspirational guys out there at the moment, man.
100%, mate, 100%. How's your wee calf been, bro?
Mate, I feel light. I feel very light. I feel.
Freeze a bird.
Mate, there's just such a lighter energy about yourself when you're not at work. See, I was saying to Joe coming up here, I was like, the weight, like I can't wait till we don't need to work before we come up dairies. There's such a like lightness to you, like, and even when you're here, cause like we come up at night and then we're working early, it's like you've no get the hang in your head that you're actually like, right, kind of need to wrap this, like, do you know what I mean? Like that mad feeling of like, see when we know it's getting to like 10:10 and that in here and we've still got a wee bit today now, that way you're like, right, we need to try and get this finished. Like,
you know, like thinking about the drive while doing the podcast.
Aye.
But no, that would be good. And I was saying, that's what I was saying the day off, we got somewhere that we could actually walk into.
Aye.
Like, imagine walking in, like getting up at like 9 or something, like getting ready for 10 and walking to the podcast for 11, mate. That should be the pure like.
We would actually, I would change horribly, mate. I would actually start
hitting women.
Homeless people. I start with them, mate. Really annoying. No, but I would turn into a horrible guy. I think I would not be holding back.
See, you said in the last podcast, you said something, mate, that actually made me laugh so much. Said like something about a rich white lady.
Oh, like pickpocketing a rich white lady.
You said that's what you feel like walking into the town, mate. And I know what you mean. I know what you mean, mate.
I just feel like getting up I just feel like you can get away with it in the city, bro. There's a lot of alleys.
A rich white. Is that the best person to pickpocket?
Rich white?
Aye. Lady. Woman.
Let me tell you about them, Jamie.
Because imagine a big Turkish guy. You want to pickpocket him?
Oh, don't be daft. No, the pickpocketing game is all about, is there a woman who might have a lot of money, but also they show the type who'll keep her mouth shut.
Vulnerable.
They show the type who'll keep her fucking gob shut, bro. And that's obviously years and years and years and years of doing it, bro. You know what I mean? That's how it comes down. It's just a look. It's just a look that you can see a mile away, mate.
Spot, mate.
You can almost smell it sometimes. Like you can almost actually smell the fact that they'll keep their gob shut, bro.
And feel it in the air.
Makes obviously, don't just pick your wee swan. That's what obviously you do. You start.
Never know where the wee swan.
Pick your wee swan. Think, yeah, here we go. I'll get away. I'll get away with this neighbour. Before you know it, you're into all that jiu-jitsu and all that, bro. You're in an arm triangle, bro. You don't know what you're doing. Bro. You're sitting there like a bit of pot noodle, bro. You know what I mean?
You want an elderly, I'd say white guy, man. He's keeping the door.
There's a guy I seen, and I don't know if anybody knows. It's in the area. Now, Toll Cross, the swimming. I was heading into the centre, and there was a man sitting outside, and he was like, he had a suit on. It was one of the days, it was like 28 and 29. He had like a full suit on, brogues, like tan brogues, sort of just sitting like with his legs crossed. And he had like a big fucking, it was like, it wasn't a cigar, but it wasn't a snout. It was
a cigarillo. They're called, mate.
Aye, it was like it was like in the middle, sort of. It was like a big fat cigarette, bro.
Aye, but like mad tobacco leaf.
Mate, and he was sitting, and he had like a fedora on, mate, and he was sitting, and he had it between his teeth, smoking it pure. And I was like, this can't just drop out the 1910s, man. What is this guy doing, man?
Mad train robber.
Aye, mate, and do you know what, I went in, smashed the fucking workout, heavy and all that shit, and all that, smashing my goals and my workouts and all my goals. I came back out, still sitting there like an hour later, like pure, like as if I go at the start of the cigarillo, went in, and then it was like ending, like it's just like sure. And I was like, well, I don't know what this. He looked almost like what's the mad ham, the mad Billy Bear? Aye, like that was like that Billy Bear meat. That was like his skin tone. Like I don't know what was going on. I think I was
proof of time travel.
I think I was tripping actually. In all honesty, no, but it was fucking crazy, bro. I don't know. I was alright. I don't know how we survived the heat.
And the suit. I love seeing an old guy. You see an old guy walking about pure roasting hot. He's got his tie on and all that.
Get the shorts on, Jim.
He's pure got. What about the mad suit shorts? But See them get the socks pure pulled up like that, and they've got mad suit shorts on. Not on top.
Oh, aye, that's a deadly look for the old geezers.
Yeah, I don't
An
mind
American
that.
postman.
Mate, but like,
Exactly like that, mate.
my mad like Florida, like one of the mad retirement communities, like one a cunt that drives about there, like with socks up and sandals on. He was done all right for his sale back in the day.
In the winter, he wears like red chinos.
Aye,
And that red and white chinos.
Aye.
Like
red and white.
mate, that's how you pickpocket. See, if I'd gone back to the pickpocketing, like ideal pickpocketing subject, you go for the rich white guy that's wearing colourful trousers, mate. He's got
Colourful trousers,
He's got
aye.
a boat, defo, a yacht or something.
Guys that are wearing like chinos that are like peach,
Oh,
like a light peach.
aye. Or a plum, or a mad little red wine colour.
Mate, I've actually seen guys walking down the street in like light peach chinos, offering their belongings out to people, like no even waiting to get mugged, just like take it, just like that scared, just walking down the street, just like please take it off me.
Aye, like one of the cunts that carries like 2 wallets, like a decoy wallet with a fiver in it.
Aye,
Like,
mate, that's so funny. Me and Paige were at a cash machine in halfway once, right? It was pure 1 p.m. on like a Tuesday or something. It was a pure what would you call it? A degenerates time of day, right?
Yep.
So we were stoating about we're at the cash machine at halfway, and there was a cunt in front of us, and he was heavy like that, mate, like covering everything up with his arms like that, heavy peeking round at us and that, and pure like pressing it and watching us. After every button he pressed, it was pure. And we were like that. Paige just started laughing. He was like, "What you up to, fuck's sake," or something? And he was like, "Need to watch me now, obviously." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "I've got done a four, cunt behind me, my shoulder, you know what I mean, fucking right here, dusted everything at my account and all that." And Peter was like, "You fucking bamming me up, mate, shut up all that." And he was like, "Oh, obviously I've been done that before, don't fuck about and all that." And I was just like, oh my god, man. Imagine walking about like that.
my dad used to tell me if I was on Springburn High Street, got a bank or whatever, I think I was got to the bank and he was like, "Don't get too much at it." Aye, he says, "Don't, if you're got like when I was got to the bank, I may have been weighing or something." He's like, "Don't lift too much because cunts, if you lift a ton or something, cunts will just go by and do that."
I heard that. I used to
Mate, but like that's a decent wee shift for a petty thief, innit? Walking by you.
Mate, you've actually got fantasies of being a thief, I think.
Do you know? I do. Openly, I do.
I know you told us live on the air, mate.
I'm once thought, like, just talk about like robbing rich white ladies, right? I was working in an affluent area of the Glasgow suburbs once, and there was this woman that had left her Gucci bag or like Louis Vuitton bag or something on tap of her Range Rover, and she had like closed the door and like walked towards like a cafe or something, and she was like pure big earrings on that, and I was like, "Excuse me, you left your bag," but like it was like for a good like think about thinking for like 5 seconds. I thought for like 5 seconds about grabbing it, like wait until she was away and just pick, because like it's technically no robbing her.
Now we get into this is such criminal
It's
talk, Jamie.
finders keepers, really, bro.
You're a criminal, bro.
Do you think so?
You've got a criminal mind.
If it wasn't on a motor, say it was on like a lecky box, you found a Gucci bag, you pick it up and take it.
What if there was just nobody in sight?
Aye, say that first, and then we'll try and change the parameters. Nobody in sight.
If I just was on like a lovely nature trail, and I just seen it, or are you talking about maybe sort of next to a house or that?
Aye, no, I'm talking about like a high street. Like, see where when we went to another plug for the Patreon, when we done the Canby Day, the gala day,
Aye.
and we went in that wee side street, and you cut my hair.
If there was a bat.
Like,
Aye.
no, it was like one of the wee alleys. Have you seen a Gucci bag sitting on like a wee box there?
Would I take it, honestly?
Aye.
I don't think so.
No,
No, I don't think so.
What if you checked? Right, let's try and like dig deep into how I could get you to rob somebody, right? So what if like you went to, say you were at uni, right? You went to Glasgow Uni, didn't you? Say you're at uni and you go to the student union.
Yep.
So in Glasgow Uni, you've got a lot of like foreign exchange students. You've got a lot of like rich kids, like Waynes that are way laughing at. What would you do if you went to the bank there and there was a card in it, and you went to like balance and there was like, say, 100 grand?
What would I
What are you doing? Are you withdrawing it? And are you taking the card out? Are you going?
I always feel like, right? I always feel like this will come back to bite me.
Do you?
Oh,
Do you
Jamie
believe in
boy.
karma massively?
Karma, do I believe in it? Absolutely. Mate, I always feel like this is not, I'm not going to get that, like,
So
This is-
how much would it need to be worth it then? Oh, see,
So if I
see
know
it-
there's no way that can get back to me, I'll do it.
aye,
Is that
but
what
if you that situation, I'm 100% going to get caught that I've done that.
How?
Because they're going to be like, oh, whoever's cared it is going to be like, fucking, where was I last? The bank machine, right? Let's get the footage. Obviously, somebody's took it. It's no here now.
No.
Oh, there's big Jamie Kelly withdrawing 10 grand.
No, so say you withdraw a ton and then you get to the reception and say, that card was in there. The wee guy had, you know it's a wee guy, it's not like an old woman or anything, right?
So
the
if
wee
you're-
guy had 100 grand in his bank, he's well off, he's came for money, he's not going to notice that ton, mate. That's a wee reward from me. I've not done this, but...
Wait, only take a ton for that.
Right, I wouldn't only take a ton, but...
Jamie Kelly, right, let's flip the script, right? Let's ask James Kelly, the gym man Kelly, how... There's a card, right, Jamie? You find it, same situation, yeah? You're down at the West End, there's a lovely wee credit card, the likes you've never seen before. It's also
Gold or something.
it's colours that you weren't actually sure were available to the human eye on it. You're like, what is this?
Onyx black and all that.
Aye, it's like glowing out the thing. You're like, let's...
Obsidian.
Aye, it's like almost like a non-entity. It's not even...
It's dark
It's
matter.
actually in dark matter. It's just actually atoms just existing in a space. But if you did find that card and you put it in and you looked and it was like 100 grand in it, right? And then like you were like, right, it's got a withdrawal limit of 50 grand, right? How much are you honestly going to take out it?
Right, so
And
that's
I'll
it.
give you a probably, I'll even add another detail. There's a 60-40 chance you get caught.
60 for getting caught.
60 for you're going to get caught, 40
Right.
you don't get caught.
So
And
that's
how
it.
much and like however less you take out is that like a
So-
lesser deal.
Right, aye, so that's what I was going to say as well, right? So that's kind of put it in more black and white, my question. Like if I get worse off if I take more. I just want to know, you love karma, you pray to karma every night and all that, don't you? You love a bit of karma. See the worst thing you do, is it the more karma? Like the more bad karma you get?
No, I feel like if I do a bunch of bad shit, I kind of believe, and I found this at a pattern in my life maybe, it's like you do some shit you shouldn't have done in a mad selfish sort of, oh, just stop at me, and then you do that, right? And see the rewards you get for that, somehow, some way, it leads back to like no being good.
So this is what I mean, right? So say just in monetary
Like, it might be
terms,
good in
if I
short
take
term, but-
50 grand, is the karma going to like be worse than how good it was getting 50 grand?
it's not about karma, mate. Like, you're going to go to jail for longer.
In this scenario, I was just kind of tapping into your spirituality, but if you thought that,
I think you get aye.
because it wouldn't be the same karma for like killing a fly as it would killing a human.
But I'm saying it's like karma, isn't it? Is like,
Like spiritual is that? It's
I'm-
like just you're going to jail.
it's like
for longer.
I kind of feel like I don't know, man, because like sometimes you do something that's you're like, that was a wee bit selfish, but I mean it's not happening. That's how I live my life actually, yeah. But
So
I-
in this scenario that you've given me, right, I'm aware that I've never had 100 grand in my bank, right? This guy, it's half of his money, right? But we'll scale that down to like, if it was me, if I had like 600 quid, if somebody took 300 out, it's that's how much it's going to hurt him. Kinda, hopefully. It's no savings and that. What if it was life savings? Like, I would
You don't
mate,
know.
I
You
would
don't know, though.
I would take £5,000 at that. Clear my overdraft and I'd book a holiday.
Jamie, where would you pick to go?
Well, I'm actually going to Mexico soon. That's just kind of crossed off.
So wait, somebody's just won the cash register, mate. Fuck's sake.
I would book Vietnam with you, mate. Me, you.
Don't try to soften me up so I like don't give you such a severe.
Right, five grand holiday. We mean Morgan go to Bahamas or Maldives or something. Clear my overdraft. Maybe pay my insurance for my motor for a year or something.
Right.
A wee pure sort my life out thing. Know what I mean?
You know what?
No too greedy because I'm not like I'm getting a holiday, but I'm not getting a house with it. Know what I mean?
I think that's a respectable amount, £5 grand.
Think so, aye.
I would 100 grand and you can withdraw 50.
Aye.
5 grand. I mean, the cunt's gonna. I mean,
I'm gonna make it back in a couple of days.
You've actually, Jamie, in essence, gave him 95 grand.
That's true, mate.
Mate,
because
you've
if I
gave
was
him
a less scrupulous person,
aye,
if I was a less kind person,
it's really lucky you took 5 grand.
It's just a wee reward, and it's no, what it is. It's a wee warning. It's a hey. It's a hey.
Hey, what's you doing?
Hey,
Could have been worse.
Just need to be careful. There's some bad people in this place.
Me and you both know it. Could have been 50.
Can I ask how much you thought I would take?
I thought you were honestly going to go maybe north of 20 grand. Though.
Aye.
Just slightly north, maybe 25, 30.
30 grand. Mate, you may as well take a 50.
Cheeky, I'm leaving the wee bit, innit? I left you.
I don't need 50. I only needed 30. Leave a wee 5 spot from. Aye, mate, I think 5 grand respectable. But we want to move on to something else, mate?
Aye, but we're going to watch a couple of the finest Badyins now.
Oh.
These are all public domain, baby. We're going to...
These are stock Badyins.
Aye, stock images, Badyin. Troops, as always, the podcast is brought to you by G4 Claims. Now, look, guys, people are claiming a lot of things out there at the moment, really worrying things. I was actually in Home Bargains today, and a guy behind me in the queue was claiming to be my uncle. Never seen that guy in my fucking life, yeah. So, I don't know what's going on in the world, but, you know, if you are in the world and you have been involved in a wee accident on the road, somebody's maybe crashed into you. Terrible, terrible drivers out there these days, eh? If something like that's happened to you, then do get in touch with the folks at G4 Claims. They are going to solve this bloody mess out for you, yeah? There's not a worse predicament to be in when you're panicking, you know, it's just somebody's just crashed in it. What did I do? I don't know. On G4 Claims. Free process. They're going to calm you down, talk you through it, get a wee pat in the back and say, off you pop, buddy, you know, go flourish. And also, if you want to support us on Patreon, where you're going to get extra content for us, an extra deep fried every month, vlogs, behind the scenes stuff, you control episodes, basically, like this one that's happening right now. We're trying to involve the people on Patreon as much as we can. So if you want to go and support us there, go do so, and we'll be forever grateful. And also the merch, as you can see, is now out. So if you want to get involved with that, get down to the description, www.clubshop.direct.co.uk/Reilly's Gaff for all your merchandise needs. Cheers. Guys, you know by now, if you've been listening to the podcast over the last few months, we are sponsored by Beltrlux. Now, Beltrlux are a company that run competitions near enough every bloody goddamn week, yeah. You can get the chance to win things such as, you know, Rolexes, instant transfers of cash into your bank account. You know, these are things that can improve your life. They can improve the predicament that you're in at the moment. Because, I mean, things are happening to a lot of people in the world at the moment. Obviously, there's people maybe within the last hour or so would have maybe caught their other half in bed with a close relative of theirs. That happens, guys. You know, it's a terrible thing, but in my opinion, the only thing that could maybe cure something like that is winning all 3 Celtic strips with Beltrlux. So if you're very quick, guys, if you're on the button, if you're watching this podcast or listening as soon as it comes out, then you might just catch this, guys. Get over to beltrlux.com. There's competitions running all the time. So you've, for example, these are a few that have just ended. So 2 tickets to Kevin Bridges, AirPods, two tickets to Paolo Nutini, immediate transfer of £500 to your bank account. So these are prizes that are just simply delightful, guys. So if you want to get over there, you want to buy a ticket, you want to get involved with Beltrlux, then there's only one way to do it. Get over to beltrlux.com, and when you're buying your tickets for the competitions, you use the code Reilly's Gaff 50, and that's the number 50, yeah. Get over there and enter that code. You're going to get 50% off your total for all the tickets. So not much more you can ask for than that, guys. So helping out the sponsors helps us out as well. Always keep that in mind, yeah. So I get over there, use the code Reilly's Gaff 50, and go win yourself some magic, people. Cheers. Troops, the podcast is also brought to you by the guys down at Code Barbers. Now, recently, Code Barbers opened up a second wonderland where you can maybe you know, Joseph, when we're watching maybe videos about tribes and people that live in the wilderness, is always wondering how did they get their haircut, and you know what they would give for a wee code barbers out in the wilderness. It would be tremendous. Joe would never be wondering anything like that ever again, really. So if you are maybe living no in the wilderness, you're maybe living in a house, you're maybe living in some sort of tent, some sort of indoor facility that's keeping you warm at night, and you're earning enough money to get yourself a wee haircut, then hey, get down there, right? We've got 2 locations. We're on Duke Street, yeah. You know, heart of the city, yeah. We've got to say, only a light jaunt away from all the city's best amenities, will we say. So, you know, it really is a prime bit of real estate there. So get down to Duke Street if you are in that wee area, the Glasgow area. But if you're not in Glasgow, you're in the South Lanarkshire, yeah. You're in the Shire. You've just finished herding cattle for a day and you're wanting a wee haircut, get down to Uddingston. Mark the hensman is down there, and he is roughing people up at the door, I'm hearing. He doesn't want any messing about inside. So if you've got the intention to go down to Uddingston, 117 Main Street, code Barbers, and you think, I'm going to go down here and cause a bit of carnage, you're sadly mistaken, my friend. The henchman will be there, crowbar in hand, ready to take you out. But if you're just coming in for a haircut, then there's not going to be an issue. I mean, you can see behind me, as I sit here in Code Barbers, it's pristine conditions, you know. It's like, you know, you ever had a dream you died and went to heaven? I have, and it looked a lot like the inside of Code Barbers. So, you know, everybody has wondered since the day they were born, what will a haircut be like in heaven? Is heaven real? Is hell real? Would a haircut be worse in hell? Would it grow? I think everything grows. I think your love grows. I think your soul grows. I think everything grows in heaven. I'm sure hoping so. So, you know, get down there, man, if you want a haircut, and tell them, hey, I seen you on Reilly's Gaff, and they'll be like, oh my God, they boys, wonderful, wonderful people. So let them know that you heard about them on here, and go and get yourself a wee belter haircut, guys. Cheers.
I just take my shoes off.
Oh no, bro! I'm talking about like
the flying
see, look, Jamie boy. See when you're flying with Emirates, yeah, you're flying with Qatar Airways, you're flying with the best.
Oh yeah.
They give you a little pack. Give you a little pack, and basically, mate, you get these socks that are like mad blue
flight socks.
Mate, they're like old, they're like. See if you went into Sports Direct, right? Like 10 years ago. And there was mad like soak, like they're pure aim made soaks, and there was like navy, red. It was like football soaks. They look like navy ones, are they, mate? And like you put them on, and it's like the air pressure and all that. Like fucking get a grip of yourself,
mate. Do you know what? See, my dad, he only wears mad loose socks. How weird's that?
What do you mean?
Like, see socks that are like you would wear with a suit or something.
Aye.
Right, like that thin. But he likes the loose ones. He gets ones that are like that. See, if you pull them up, they would just fall back down, like a cartoon or something. You know what I mean? Like, so see, like these socks I've got on.
Aye.
They're like sports.
Aye.
And you pull them up, and they stay up like that.
Aye.
His are all like wrinkly down there like that, and like he just prefers it. He like doesn't wear Nike socks or anything. Only these mad black like loose socks. That's all I can say.
I know what you're meaning, like a softer sort of like, no, like a mad I'm moulding into your fit here.
It's like pinstripes, and it just kind of flops. It's like a sock that's like the embodiment of this.
Just an absolute shell.
Just like that. Just sitting there like that. I'm ruining your fit. I'm keeping your ankles warm. Don't worry, I'm here.
I bet.
But your socks are like, what's happening, bro?
What's
happening, bro? You alright, mate? Yeah, you playing football? No, I just got to work. Right, nice one, bro. It's alright, I'm doing my job.
Stop at me, get it?
No, it sounded like it.
No, that was a full bit about you there, Joe.
I was just slagging you that full time.
No, it was actually order. I was actually going to.
You enjoy that?
I was just going to stop him right as you came in there.
Mate, so I always want to show you. I don't even know if you'd call it a badging video, right? But there's a bit of backstory to it. I wasn't at this gaff, but this has been like see one of the videos that every like 6 months you go, I need to watch that, and you scroll through, and it was on my pal Brian Tourette's Instagram, so it's not even like I'm at Twitter hanging search, so everybody knows about. I think he's private and that, I know.
Aye, so it's not even, he's not even trying to get any money off it or that.
He's trying to get in the paper,
You've got to respect that.
But do you want me to give a bit of backstory to it?
Aye, go.
So these are boys, and a boy called Miguel, John Miguel, shout out. That's the cunt that, like, when the Bells Hill captain was trying to scrap with cunts, he's the cunt ever do with Turnity, he crack him, but he didn't, he was like, fuck that. So that's Miguel, right? So they're in his gaff, and they'd been with him all day for one of Miguel's family parties, right? But nobody knew who this cunt was, and he was pure full of eckies and all that, and they're all sitting at bed, and Miguel's the one that talks after him, right? So play.
Nothing yesterday, I was just sitting.
When did McGee come here?
Who the fuck's McGee?
Nothing.
Nothing yesterday.
So, like, he's hanging like, when did Miguel get here? But he says McGee, and then Miguel answers, who the fuck's McGee? And he's like, and he sees Miguel, and he's like, fuck, nothing. Mate, and I said to Brian, I was like, can you give me more backstory of that? Like, who is that guy now? He's like, I mean, nobody knows, we've not got a clue. He's like, the only clue MD has to go on is like, he was somebody's cousin or something.
Aye,
do you know what I mean?
Just that guy that's pure happened, like he's drinking all your cans now. You're like, fuck,
sniffing all the gear.
Aye, he's like, I get me, man. Aye, and he's just pure scoops that mad avalanche.
One of the kids that pours it onto there.
Brand new, bro. Aye, brilliant, mate.
But aye, so I don't know, would you constitute that as a badging video?
No, I like it. It's a wee slip of the some badgings are beautiful in their simplicity, I think. Just the wee slip of the brain, the wee oh right, fuck aye. Nothing. Nothing. Like just, I'm like, there's no point in me even trying to explain what's happened here, just nothing. Just end it. Like, I don't want to keep explaining what's just happened.
It does end it, see if they never got that video, that would have been like,
aye.
You do remember that, right?
No.
But it's immortalised in that video. So I've got that now and I'm keeping that forever, just in case I ever lose it.
Right, I've got another one now. Let's watch this. This is a young man on, I found this video ages ago, mate. Fucking, this is a young man on what can only be described as legal highs now. When we were younger, there was a wee phase that everybody was going into, like, what is it, stuff?
It's stuff in the
Aye, and they would just sell you like salvia, which is like a man-made.
They would have bags in the back that said spice and salvia.
Aye, they sold.
Salvia's just a plant. I think that's alright. It's like pins and needles in your
No,
eyes.
mate, it's a mad man-made. Is it not a mad man-made? Fucking altered, like it's made in a fucking. It's like a man-made high. So that's how it's legal.
Aye, but have you ever done that?
I've not done salvia, no. Have you?
No,
mate, no.
I've always just thought it was wild that it gets sold in that shop.
Aye,
and I'm sure Spice did. I don't know if I'm.
I know. I think it did, mate. I think like
sure
you could just, and then it's just crumbled, and then there was obviously that stage where everybody was taking it. But I remember when this sort of time was going about. So this is why the footage is pretty grainy.
Aye.
But let's have a look at this, mate. It's on for a few minutes. Just listen to the hinds getting shouted and that.
Shut up, mate. What's your bucket? Oi, what's that spider? Willie, what's your spider? It's coming for you. It's coming. It's got your shoulder. Get off. Get off.
The worst.
Watch that big spider.
People to be in, mate.
I just stabbed you.
I've just stabbed you. Something said. I've just stabbed you. It's like a pure worried laugh, innit?
Oh, he's just away, mate. He's howling like he's pure canny, stop laughing.
That's what Leb was doing, that's what Leb was doing. Wally! Just never tried shit like that. You're shitting, mate. How good is that? Oh my fucking god. How major is that, mate? How major is that shit? Are you shitting me, mate? That's what Leb was doing, mate.
It gets so funny.
He's stuffy falling and that.
Shouting their kids up.
He's fell, look at him.
Mate, has he got a school shirt on?
Aye.
After school getting
Definitely.
I've not seen any cut like this, mate.
Look, watch this, right? Listen.
That's him sound. That's not him sound. That's him sound. That's him sound now. Wally. Yeah. What are you saying? What? Wally. Well, you just took smack.
Oh no, man.
You took smack? Was that good? Well, you actually just took smack. I swear, didn't you? Actually just took smack.
Horrible wee guys, man.
Imagine taking smack.
Listen.
What? Your mom's coming in, mate. What? Well, what is it? Your mom's on your way, alright.
Fucking hide away.
No, stop it, no, don't say shit.
Guys,
Your mom's not
There's a
coming.
cop out there.
She'll be in 10 minutes, she says. 10 minutes.
Somebody, mate, you're that fuck.
You fucking fell there, started shagging the grun and that, and the Taylor's coming in. Taylor's already a wide twisty time. In fact, Mum will... Yeah,
Did he say I hate you,
yeah, Mum will go in Taylor's. Yeah, somebody... Yeah, Andy, run round Taylor's and get Taylor. Run round and get Taylor, because he's in a bad way. Yeah, chap or door, Andy.
Look at
What number is it? Is it because of... Because it's smack? Mate, mate, you just took a smack bucket. You did! Look at the video, you just took smack, mate. I swear to you just took smack. Look, you're so fucking out. Smack.
You've got to be fucked for about 5 years. We just put about fucking, what, about 30 quid worth of smack on.
Look what just right.
Where are you going?
No, I'm just going to go home, mate.
Mun will walk him up the gaff then. I want to see him walk in the gaff.
I can't last it, mate. I don't know.
Can you pause it for 2 seconds? Joe?
What is it? What is it?
See, like, imagine, see when you're like, it's fine. So see when you're like pure baked and you can't like get across like what you're feeling.
Like you're just,
and you're
just
like,
trying to get it out you.
or even like fucked or something. You're trying to explain something and it's not even making sense in your head and everything's all. Imagine smoking spice out a bucket, mate.
That was Salvia. It was Salvia.
Salvia, sorry, aye. So like, imagine doing that and then cunts are going, what, mate? What? Not like, how's a cunt?
Mate,
Like,
like,
you shouting stuff. You
that's why,
like,
mate, that's why I find it so hilarious because it's like he literally could not be in a worse environment today, and he's been like, "Fuck it, alright." And he's got up. They're like, "Your mum." They were saying like, "Oh, your bird's coming in that." She's raging. Or, like all the like insane things that would seep into his brain and make him start freaking out just so they could like laugh. You know what I
the
mean?
best part of that, I think, it was at the start of it. Some cunt done that. I just stabbed you.
Aye, as if he's like going to start tripping and think he's like deed or something like that could happen to you.
Mate, that's happened to, well, kinda something like a version of that's happened to me, mate. You ever took CB2s?
No.
I took them and I was like, I done that and like bent down the side of a couch or something to grab like a charger or something and I hit my arm and it kind of hurt a wee bit and I like tripped that this like full bit of my arm had came off. And like, see, like, know how in a cartoon where it's pure, like, you can see the bone and the hangway and then there's blood going, like,
I
was doing that, mate, and I was walking about and there was blood staining things, but it was mad cartoon blood, and I was pure looking at it, like, what am I going to do? Cunts are like, I was actually walking back, Gaff, come on, like, pure.
It was hanging into the kid fell off.
Aye, so
That's
that could have happened to him with a knife in his belly, mate. We used to, like, we used to always dog glass too, and got the Venture. Like just I went to All Saints, so the Venture was behind it, and we used to go up there and roll mad hash joints and just sit and get baked like during school time.
Aye, and then go back. Mate, I done it once, and I went back in a double geography, right? Me and this boy Bird. Shout out to Bird, he might be listening, right? So we went out lunchtime. Run to the bucket, and it was like mind you were saying a lot of hash back in the day, mate. It was a bit of hash. Get a good honest. But the thing about a bit of hash is it's just a working man's pure, but almost like a Bovril that's been concentrated into a wee.
Mate, they wee cups of Bovril you get, the wee plastic cups.
Aye.
Take a mad bit off, and it's just mad. Bovril powder.
That's basically the hash we were smoking. So I remember we went out, done a wee bucket or two, maybe. I can't remember.
Done a little bucket or two.
Done a little bucket or two. Pop back in. Well, like, we've got double geography, right? Our teacher actually, it was well known that he was banned for Parkhead. He's like a mad cunt that was like heavy short fuse. So he must have done something at Parkhead, like started actual boxing with a cunt or something, right? And we went in, we're like, fuck this shit, man. This has got to be brutal. We went in. He's like, right, class, today we're going to be watching a 2-hour documentary for the double period about the North and South Pole, and it was like wee penguins and all that running about. And that, mate, we were like, it was the best
Mate,
fucking.
I was going to say that would have been brilliant, man.
No, it was amazing, mate. We could not have knocked it off any better. See, that same lunchtime, I don't know if I've told this story in the podcast. There's a boy called Ryan back when we were in school, and this was the time that like Salvia and that was kicking about, and he went out and like he was running the bucket, and this cunt pulled him a salvia, like kidded on it was hash, pulled him a salvia bucket, and he was crawling back running, like there was a smoker's lane, like see if you come out of my school, like a smoker's lane, but there was like a path, so like it would be a path, then the smoker's lane would be up there, and then you come out and need to walk back through the path back into the school, and like he was like crawling up it, but no, see the cunt that pulled him it, right? He didn't just like put the salvia in it, and like now that's already too far gone. Right, it's hash, bro. I'm going to actually put salvia in it, troops. Mate, he put his pubes in it and all. A salvia pube bucket, like to pure kick a man when he's down.
Did they pull them out or cut them or something?
I don't. But I just remember him going, "You just got my salvia pube bucket," and he was pure. And then, mate, I remember like he was crawling back up the path with his arse off it, right? Like trying to crawl back into the school, but pure army crawl. Like if you tip somebody like disabled off a wheelchair, mate, the way they would crawl, do you know what I mean? Like as if he'd completely lost like all feeling in his legs, and his arse was off it, but he obviously could not feel the air hitting his arse crack because he probably couldn't feel anything, and he was just crawling back into school. The deaf kid to come in and like drag him up and back in and all that. He's quite a big boy at the time, and fucking had to hump him in the school, and what's happened, Ryan? I was looked off a bucket with salvia and pubes, and I was like, right, good another day at school.
Pubes, mate, in a bucket. The disrespect you need to show somebody today.
It's despicable, innit?
Our kind of version of that, like, we had a wee smoker's corner on that, but there was like another bit across at the venture I was talking about, that like those buckets and that, and like every cunt, I think it was that pure passed down generations, like see the year above us and that, they would have went there and all that.
Take care of that, boys.
And
why don't you pushing, I swear.
A mad revelation one day was, do you remember like getting diaries at the start of the year?
Homework diaries?
No, like diaries for
like your classes and all that?
The curriculum for excellence and all that, and it had mad bits about like teachers, and then it had like your classes at the end, and it was like a binder book.
Aye, I do remember that.
That was perfect for rolling a joint. Like you could use that as near enough a rolling machine. Mate.
A wee rolling. Aye,
mate, it was a wee sanctuary up there.
Oh, beautiful, mate.
And then I've just thought of something there. Mind you used to have jotters.
Aye.
What is the word jotter all about? Why not just a wee book?
I know what makes that a jotter.
Aye.
Jot things down on it.
Yeah,
I've never thought of that.
I've never done. Did you ever have to do like make a hangme for your jotter?
A cover?
Aye, I never done that in school,
what was
mate.
That
and I think I used to just patch it and it'd be like no bother.
No, but like mate, I remember we had quite a stern woman who was our PE teacher, and like I remember like she was like, you need to cover it and all that. And we were in like 5th year and she was getting pure raging about it. She's like, but next time you're in here, the jotters better be covered and all that. You're like, what? Like,
why does that even
and you need to go home and get pure margarine and wrapping paper and that. Pure like.
Is that how you done it?
I can't even remember.
Magazines or something?
I remember like we all like drew stuff, like we pictures of her on it and wrapped it in it and all that. And
do you know, I used to do, instead of wrapping it, but sorry Joe, I used to just like draw on it, I think, and then just actually like art hang for it.
I like what art's like totally subjective.
Yeah, subjective. Sorry Joe, what are you saying?
What is so mad about that, right? See, in my school, like that, you wouldn't be allowed to do that. Like, you'd get shouted at if you did that. So it just shows you how much bullshit that is.
Aye. It's like
you weren't allowed to do something like that.
What was like the thing? Like, if somebody knows it, can you please like get in touch with us and tell us why did they want us to cover the jotter so much? I think it was something to do with like, mate, I'm sure like it's something about Nazi Germany was involved.
It was Al-Qaeda,
Aye, no, it was something to do with like, no, like, so you couldn't write any like propaganda, like terrorist spiel on.
I think jotter covers used to fund the IRA.
Aye.
And I think that was like a kind of rebellion against that. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, it was a stand against it, but they fucking chucked it now, so who knows, man.
I bet whoever made them had jotter, now they made jotters, it's like the paper's like sandy. You know what I mean? It's like pure dry paper. Like, it's a weird type of paper, no, like red and green. No, I bet whatever company makes them makes a packet.
Oh, mate,
it's like exclusively jotters in all schools, mate.
I know.
Think about how many schools there is. Make an absolute fucking
more jotters or wheels.
Aye, so see what's like the worst thing you can like? See if you're in this kind of state, right? Thinking about dying must be like the worst thing ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, see if you were in like a kettle or something, or like, I don't know, you're just fucked, or you're even that steaming that you just think. I found a couple just rapid, mate, when I was looking through my liked videos or something, and they were both today with dying, and I was wondering if you wanted to maybe analyse them in like in a psychological kind of way.
Of course, I am up for that. Yeah, of course, totally, 100%.
Oh my god. Are you still on that? I think no, he's died. I think.
He's died. I think.
Like that wasn't the one I want to analyse, but I just think that's funny. Like the wee kid just got the added one. The wee kid just lying and spinning and just being like, "Oh fuck, he's dead."
Mate,
imagine
do you know
that went through your head?
Imagine, like, see, mate, imagine you on that heaving that butt.
Aye,
And
he's died.
Have I died?
Aye, mate, it must be a harrowing experience. So this is another one that we can.
Because he doesn't watch Peanuts. Did somebody just say I'm gonna die?
Imagine the pure dread of that, bro.
Let's look at the colour of that wee guy's skin, because at that moment in time, he honestly looks like somebody's shining a fucking torch on a bit of cardboard, mate.
A green torch.
Aye, mate, it's almost like, oh my god, that's a horrible colour, bro.
But I think there's just something in when you're in that headspace. Death is all around you. You know what I mean?
Do you think anybody's ever thought themselves like in that neck, like thought themselves into dying and actually died, like pure? Oh fuck, that's me, man. Like, because we've all been there. You get in for a night out, you come in at fucking 9 in the morning or something stupid. Come in, get to go up to your room, and you're just like staring at your walls, and you're like, "Oh, need to ride this one out again. You've been here before. Let's just." But every minute that passes, we're a minute closer to being safe. We're a minute. It's like do you know what it is? It's like a bit of turbulence on a flight, mate. So, like, do you think anybody's ever like actually been like, oh, "I'm gonna die," and then like, actually they've died for it just because their spirit gave up?
A very weak-willed person would. A bit of a pussy, old mate.
Aye.
I can't imagine ever like willing myself to death.
Natural selection will take people like that. This is one I found, like, I've known about this for years. This is one of my favourites. I have no idea who this is. What I want you to look out for in this, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, is the time of morning it is, like that mad crisp winter sort of morning in Scotland, and just look at like the eyes never lie, as they say, and this is pretty mental. Right, let's go.
I love a Facebook video, man.
They're the best. That's when you know it's going to be a belter.
Oh.
You alright? Who's you talking to? What?
What the fuck? I thought it was a guy. There were no guys sitting there.
What?
What the fuck, man?
What?
I thought it was a guy. No.
No! He's got his jeans done.
We've spoke about this before, that like realisation thing.
Oh,
like,
that is a skit.
Mate, I used to always do it. I think you've said that and all. Like, I used to always, I worked in as a mechanic when I was a young boy as a mechanic, right? And I used to think, like, it used to pop into my head that I would just start, like, I'd say something about like an alternator or something. I'd be like, "Oh, that gearbox is fucked."
Oh, aye.
And then I'd pure, and somebody would go, "What, mate?" And I'd be like, and it'd be horrible, but it's always your pals, so it's just, you're pure fucked. Imagine pure 8 in the morning or whatever that is, and a random guy coming up to you, mate. That must have been a random guy. It's not his pal, is it?
No, I think that guy's just seen him, mate, because he's stunning. No, he's stunning with his jeans down, halfway down his like, at his knees, mate. You don't notice that? Like, he's stunning in his boxers.
And he says,
basically,
Stuart, innit?
Mate,
so he's had a conversation with that cunt and said, he's learned the cunt's name.
Stuart, innit?
Mm-hmm. This one is a guy, I think at a festival or something, I don't know. But just for audio listeners. Yeah, we are.
There you go.
He's pissing down.
Oh! Jesus.
Oh, what
that
would
looked really sore, mate.
Man? What would possess you to do that, mate? He felt like a big barrel of salmon.
Fuck, a solid fresh there ever like here, boy. But aye, man, look, Troots, we better get onto the Patreon now. Man. The people at Patreon have got a few wee requests, you know. We had a last minute wee cancellation today, so we said, what do you want us to do? Guys, we're flying solo again. So Andy Wood says, talk about the worst badgings you have ever hit or seen other people hit.
Mate, this has been one big badging of a podcast.
The Badyin podcast, is that the name of this?
It needs to be, mate.
The Badyin
We
podcast.
spoke about our own badgings. We've reacted to badging.
Is there any other badgings you can think of just to polish that
mate,
off?
So I was for Special K once, right? And I was watching, I don't know why, but I was watching From Dusk Till Dawn, the mad Tarantino film, right? And like, I was in my pal's house and like, his telly was like on the wall and everything else was black except that, right? And do you know how when you have a bowl of Special K, it can fuck with your perspective a bit. So like sometimes you can feel like you're in a box looking up and it's like a wee screen or a wee something. And then sometimes like with this time I was like in the film. I was like
walking about in it.
I think there was some bits, I don't know, Joseph, because this is the only time I've ever seen that film, I can't watch it, but I think there's bits that they kind of talk to the camera slightly, or know the camera, but it's like maybe it's like if you're like the person's talking, it's like that. And I was just imagining I was standing there. Do you know what I mean? I was imagining like the second person in the conversation was me, so they were talking about shit, 'cause it's about vampires and that.
Like the way you were in a dream almost, like you're just witnessing it sort of happening, but you're no pure there.
Like in my head, I was going like, oh fuck, I need to, like something was happening in the film that was a bad thing happened, and it was like I was the cause of it, or something was happening to me or something. And I was like, oh fuck, I'll need to text my mom. And I was like, oh, what's my mom going to say about this and all that? And I woke up like that, like I was sitting on my phone like that. And I woke up like the next morning and I had text out a mad gibberish text to my mom, no sent it. Like just pure, I was probably saying like, I'm sorry about that with the vampires and all that. 'Cause I
oh my God.
And I was pure like I woke up like sitting like this and my pal was like, mate, what are you doing? And I was like, pure woke up fully clothed, sitting in this bed with my phone out, like the telly still, like, are you still watching Netflix? No, mate, that was a horrible, would you construe that as a badging?
A badging is like, what I will say to define a badging is, it's like, I don't know, because like some things aren't a badging, because I think bad is like how you felt your experience through it. Like, so you could be fucked out, you're not majorly, but if you're having a good time, then it's not a badging. But a badging is when you're like, we need to pull the brakes here. So like, we are actually, I'm not enjoying this now.
Aye, so like, the reason I would put that forward as a badging is because in that moment I thought I had pure fucked. Like aye, do you know what I mean? Like I thought I was the bad cunt in this film that was everything was gone wrong and all that. And I'm like, oh, no. So that I would count that as a badging. But I know what you mean. It's I couldn't like see when we were talking about this and like when we got the comment and stuff. I was like, would he actually? Because badging's not always drugs, I know. Like cunts can get pure steaming and that badging. Like I don't know if there's a mad. It's just I think it's like a turn for being. It's when you turn for being like happy and having fun to no having fun anymore. Like you can pure see it.
But you're like too fucked to like control yourself. So you're just like, I know, mate. This isn't even a badging, but I remember we were at Hideout. Me and Donica were sitting up listening to like High School Musical tunes. Nice. Like kidding on to play basketball and that, videoing each other. Also eating bowls of magnificent Special K. Yeah. Like, so we're there, and I remember I was sitting on the couch and the sun was shining. We were just like, this is the best thing ever. Like, it was just so good, just sitting on the couch. And I remember I was like, I've seen Donica in a while, and I went into the toilet, right? And he'd been away for easy 25 minutes, like easily, mate, minimum.
Felt like about 3 hours.
Aye, and I'm just like, where is he? Now that way for like most of it, I didn't even realise he wasn't there. And then I was like, in fact, I was with somebody, Donica. So I remember I walked into the toilet. I'm like, Donica, you alright? And I walked in, opened the door, right? And he's stoning with his dick in his hand, mate, right? Just like the way you would for a piss out of the toilet, right? And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I can't even mind why I even came in here. And I was like, I think you're going to do a piss. And he was like,
oh. Mate, that is so funny.
Aye.
Do you know that's like cunts going, aye, sorry, I need to go. I can't find my phone.
Aye. Have you seen my phone? Aye. It's just like your brain just goes.
Funny. Like he's not even looked down to be like, this is what usually leads to like urine coming out.
That's my fucking milk. Oh, sorry.
Aye, that is a good gin, mate. I don't know if that is a bad gin, but
no, it's just funny. I don't know. Like I don't think I've hit many bad gins. In all honesty, like no. There's been times where I've went home and thought, well, I need to chill out a wee bit. Like fucking, mind the story I was telling about like cleaning up sick, thinking it was lentil soup, mate. Aye.
Mate, see some of the times I think I've like,
The
you know
best
how my
times,
memory's heavy bad.
Aye.
I've forgot so much stuff because like there's some things that like when we're talking about things, it's like I can half remember shit like it's a mad dream. Do you know what I mean?
I know, I hate that, mate. Imagine you just, like, would you rather $1 million or unlock all your memory, bro?
Oh, bro, see, this is it because see if I unlock all the memory, then that means that I might be able to get $1 million.
Wait, you will actually, how funny are the people that are like, would you rather $1 million or dinner with Jordan Belfort one night?
No, I would have it. Oh, sorry.
But too excited about.
I was talking to Reese about that day. I was like, how funny would it be if like one time I just came into their podcast and I was like, anyway, bro, fuck, sorry, like I pure didn't know what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many episodes do you think that could go on for?
Talking into that bit.
Like what? Like say I came in and it was like, now how when a football player like loses it, like say like Scott Brown near the end of his career, it's like, oh, and you kind of keep him on for another year and all that, and you're trying to remember this is how you used to do it. No, like how many episodes do you think you would put up with me being pure fumbling, like being away back here and then being away up here and that, like
that is what you do.
No, like really bad though. Like how, like or like no even having any stories, no
just
even
like so mate. What were you going to say? What was I going to say? Not
how
like
many
a pure
episodes would you be able to churn out with me like that?
I'd give you 2 chances.
2 full episodes?
2 chances.
That's a lot more than I thought.
But
I thought you would have stopped the podcast halfway through it and done, fuck it, we're not doing this.
Everybody deserves a second chance. Fool me once.
More fool me.
No, that's
More
not
fool
even
you.
nearly. The quote's not even nearly done, bro. Fool me once. Shame on you.
Oh.
Fool me twice. Shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Now you're taking a piss.
Taking the piss, yeah.
Now you're taking the piss.
That's like a
3
mad,
times.
that's like Joe Pesci line and I'm mad like
You're taking your fucking piss. Right, we've got more chatter on the Patreon. Jordan Doherty, aka the Hog. He says, what do you think about this YouTube boxing malarkey? What do I think it? Like, this thing with me, right? I've been taking a lot of vitamins. I've been taking cod liver oil. I've been taking D-balls.
Yep.
I'm thinking, mate, no, what I am, Jamie, no, people know this about me. I am a fighting man. I love to fight. I love the art of fighting. I love the almost like camaraderie with the sharing of conflict and pain on, I call it the dance floor, some would call it the ring. I like the true art of fighting. I like professional, I like guys who have been doing it. I like guys who have been forced into programs in Cuba and learned how to box since they were maybe 3 years old or just slightly before
and
that.
they've had to be able to fight their way through life to a point that they're extremely skilled at it.
Extremely skilled, tainted individuals. Of course, you don't get to that level without being tainted, but yeah, amazing individuals. Now, do I like when 2 YouTubers who haven't like, I just have no interest in it. Like, I've no, it's never going to grab me, mate. I'm a fight fan, yeah.
See, like, that's the difference between me and you, because I would stay up and watch the big I'm there for the big games, not I mean Champions League and all that, UFC boxing, all the big games home, never home and away, sorry, just only at home.
All the big games home and away every week.
Only the comfy seats in that, right? So, like, the thing that interests me with like YouTuber boxing is like, what the fuck are these cunts doing? Like, but that was kind of when it first came about. See, when it first came about and it was like, fucking, was it Ace Family cunt no doing it and all that?
Austin McBroom, man. He was fighting Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall and that. Like, I was like, what? Like, what are these 2 cunts going to do? But it's more like, I don't know. You could maybe say it's a wee bit like an old like singing thing, like Stars in Their Eyes or something. Like seeing a mad cleaner come on to sing and it's like, well, if she's pure shite, it's like funny if they're pure amazing.
The thing with that is, but all these guys are pure rich already, and they're like, let's get more money by just fighting each other and make a big event, and we'll do this and we'll do that, and it's like obviously people, they've found a mad loophole where like you get a person who's well known enough. There's a stage you get to where if you box to anybody in a ring, people are going to pay and watch it. There's just a level of like an amount of followers, or there's like a certain bit of notoriety that no matter how bad or good you are at boxing, people are going to pike because they're like, he's fighting. It's such a like, what?
It's like if you heavy love somebody, right? Say like who's like
let them go.
Say we set them free, bro. So say like fucking I don't know who we both mutually like Caleb Presley or something was fighting.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch that because like I don't know, I'm a mad fan, right? But then there's some people that pure hate like the people that are boxing. So there's people that will be like Jake Paul, I want to see him get his cunt kicked in.
That's part of it, isn't it?
That's probably like 50-50. Cunts wanting to see a cunt get battered and cunts wanting to just see that mad hero fighting.
But
like,
Joe, you were saying about Jake Paul will try to fight Andrew Tate.
Aye. I mean that's.
See, I would pay to see Andrew Tate.
I'll be honest, I would watch it.
But I don't think he would, man. I think Jake Paul would get smashed.
Aye, but the thing is, if it's straight boxing, like Jake Paul's no bad. He's no actually bad at boxing, mate. He's actually like quite good considering like when he started. Obviously, like he was meant to fight like a guy, Rahman Jr., who is a boxer, professional boxer, like 11 KOs or something. Can't remember. But he's like he's a decent bit bigger than Jake Paul, and like obviously the fight got pulled like pure last minute. But I got told, I heard that it was something to do with like they didn't sell because obviously he's meant to be fighting Tommy Fury, and that would have sold big because of everything ruined that. But
does he know what to fight Conor McGregor and that?
He wants to fight Canelo, mate.
No,
he wants to fight Canelo. He says I'll dust him
for a wee bit. Like just serious boxing. I think Canelo's like one of the best ever, isn't he?
Aye,
like 100%.
Mate, he's
he
fucking
absolutely murder him, man.
But he keeps saying,
what's the weight difference there? But it must be a bit of a weight difference. Jake not quite big.
I think he is a big guy. I bet.
It doesn't matter, but I don't know.
There's like a level where it just
Canelo or it, and like
it's like now like in the McGregor Mayweather fight where you were like, oh, like he's kind of getting near him, but he can at any time just be like it's like he was just kind of like playing with him a bit, and then
he could have just finished at any point. I think he was doing that for dough and that, and obviously no mad scandal about that, like going the 12 rounds because
like they put him at, especially in Mayweather's ones, it's like the exhibitions, it's like there's a clause in it you can't knock each other out or something. That's like, I think that was like in the Logan Paul one when he fought Logan Paul, it's like you can see him like he hits him and then he like kind of grabs him and stops him falling and shit. Aye,
mate. See, just talk about boxing. Actually, like, this is something I have now. You have your wee rabbit holes that you go in like every few months. It's always like the same shit. You'll just watch hundreds of videos of it. Like I was saying, a week I did it on like mad Glasgow history and all that. I always do shit like that. I always do it on like videos Muhammad Ali, like his interviews and then unboxing and that.
Aye.
And I was on one the other day and it was like I was actually thinking, well, I don't think there's ever been or will ever be some days like just an amazing cunt as that.
Aye, just
like,
everything, mate.
Like it was like I think I seen like a wee video and it was like Mike Tyson saying like when God created Ali, he was showing off or something.
Aye,
and I was like, that's such a good thing.
Imagine somebody said that about you.
I know, mate, like the God was showing off, making the pure best cunt ever. But I was watching all the interviews and there was other things where it was like Sugar Ray Robinson or Leonard or whatever, Muhammad Ali and then Mike Tyson or something, like mad legends for their time and all that, and they were talking and they were saying like who would kind of win at a fight and all that. Mike Tyson said about Ali, he was like, I was good and I was mean and all that. He's gone, but in the face of greatness, every tongue shall sit and every head should bow or something.
As if he wouldn't even do it.
I know, mate, don't disrespect.
There's no point me even doing this, mate.
But I ended up watching hundreds of videos of him seeing him at Ali shuffle and all, like how fast he was going.
Aye.
He's like 6'3" and then all his part and all that.
Mate, he used to like come out and talking mad.
Aye, like he was a mad poet, mate.
Aye.
He was like, all that, like, I can make I'm so mean, I could make medicine sick.
Aye,
like,
all that shit.
Mate, this cunt's like gold, mate.
Mate, he would actually, no, if Muhammad Ali came about the new, he would actually be a drill rapper.
Aye, 100%, mate. Of course he would.
Oh, 100%. Like,
Aye.
in the modern world, if Ali was born again, he would become a top driller.
He's got that in him, I think.
Oh, he's got that dog in him, as they say, mate. He's got that dog in him. I've got something I want to actually talk to you about, but we were talking about this, but you said it's like a theory already.
Right.
It was like the theory that we are actually all born 100% narcissists, mate. 100%.
Aye.
And it's like, where like your upbringing and like your surroundings and how much you're taught about like loving each other and all that, you could start like obviously decreasing that, but like some people don't decrease any of it.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye, so like it's a mad theory, like, because you said this, like, you always say mad shit and I'm like, that's like a mad thing I've read about, like a mad populist fucking like philosophical theory, you know, and you're just saying it like that. Mate, I was thinking,
I thought I had,
But this cunt's amazing, mate. Have you heard that Slavoj Žižek?
Aye.
Mate.
I've seen him pure raging, pure.
He's like, and I say, in
he's
it's so good, mate. I could actually like, because I hate cunts that talk pure, like
eloquently.
No. I like that. I hate cunts that sound like him usually, right? So like, say, I used to like, I was learning like a mad Spanish. I was trying to learn Spanish, right? At one point, I don't know why, but I know what it was. It was because I was wanting to learn Japanese. So I was like, I'll learn Spanish first and see if I can warm up. Aye. So I was like, I don't even know why I did. I wanted to learn Japanese and German for some reason, but I used to listen to these mad videos that you pay like a tenner for or something, and you can listen to these videos. And the guy used to have this. He used to say that, so he'd be going, so repeat after me. Tiquiero. Right, and then he would have like somebody else. This is funny, but like he had somebody else like repeat back to him what he said, and he had like, somebody that was bad at it and somebody that was good at it. So it was quite funny because like there would be like a wee guy that would go Tiquiero like that, and it would be like very good. And then there would be a mad shite cunt that would go Tiquiero.
Is that useful? Just to show you know how.
How not to pronounce it or something, but when it comes to like Žižek, mate, I could actually just watch and listen to him all day. I think he's heavy, like
he's engaging.
I watched a documentary of him, mate, and it was like they went into his house and he had like socks and his cutlery drawer, and he was like, well, why have you get that? Like he's just nuts. He was like, because a drawer is only a thing by the public consciousness that we accept it and all that. And it's like when you're listening to me, this cunt's nuts, but he's also heavy clever. But he was saying like the humans are a egotistical being. That's like we are born to have these egos, which is like not a bad thing. But he was like shit you were talking about where kind of similar theory of his. But I wanted to show you this video because it is good. Seeing in his house. So this is a mad like intellectual. Do you know what I mean? Like think about the way his brain works. It's just constantly like. And then what about this? Think about like Plato and all that. Like how they would have been. Like they're known as thinkers. He's like a modern day thinker. Do you know what I mean? He's known as like a stinker. But like so. Obviously his house isn't like pure, I don't know, like do you know how if you see somebody that's heavy famous and they're like, this is my house, and it goes in, it's pure, like it's not like that. Even though he's known all around the world, it's just like a clusterfuck.
Right, let's see it, man, let's see it.
His, of course, ha 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 ha. It means welcome to welfare, to socialist wealth. Good, honest guy. I put everything here. I love this.
Good, honest guy.
I mean, by everything, I mean, look, even here it is. You see, isn't it a crazy combination? You have this, and then you have the clothes are here, but it's not only clothes. It's more. It's also how do you call it? Covers, sheets for the. No, everything is here. Look, everything is here.
That's in his kitchen.
Yeah, here. Haha, isn't this nice? Close to the kitchen. Here, socks, underwear.
Socks in the kitchen.
This is all my stuff, and. Basically, this is all my stuff, newspapers, journals. These are my books in foreign languages,
mate,
2 copies of
Japanese
each one.
books.
So this is strictly prohibited.
I just think he's such an interesting guy, mate.
You get the Kindle Surprise Eggs of it. That's just one that's like...
I've not seen that. Mate, like his, do you know his mind, like it pure works, like he would talk about something like commercialism of like Coca-Cola or something, but then he would like link it to like it pure... He's able to link shit in the world that you wouldn't even think are. Do you know what I mean? It's so good, man.
We are not talking about objective, factual properties of a commodity. We are talking only here about that elusive surplus. Kinder Surprise Egg. A quite astonishing commodity. The surprise of the Kinder Surprise Egg is that this excessive object, the cause of your desire, is here materialized in the guise of an object, a plastic toy, which fills in the inner void of the chocolate void. The whole delicate balance is between these two dimensions. What you bought, the chocolate egg, and the surplus, probably made in some Chinese gulag or whatever, the surplus that you get for free. I don't think that the chocolate frame is here just to send you on a deeper voyage towards the inner treasure, the what Plato calls the agalma, which makes you a worthy person, which makes a commodity the desirable.
Mate, who gets like a Kinder Surprise
And hangs about that? Aye. You're like, hope it's a wee dragon or something.
He was talking about like how humans are so complex that like everything we have is like artificial, and he's saying like everybody has like sugar-free, sugary drinks, and then like decaf coffee and all that, and he's like, see the thing that makes that worthy to be consumed, you've taken it away. Like the only point in having like a sugary drink is for the sugar, might be the only point in having coffee, and then
for the caffeine.
But then he starts going on about like sex and all that, and he's gone like, and we have this over phones and all that, like he's talking about like phone sex and all that, mate. But it's like the pure links mad shit, and it's about like how we've like as like a society we've like pure neutered ourselves, like we've pure like stripped back the shit that we should need, and like now we're just enjoying the mad like the cut-offs of that. Do you know what I mean? Like like I keep saying sugary drink, but like a coffee, say, like it was meant to just wake you up, but sometimes it tastes nice if you put hazelnut nut in it. So people are like taking the mad offcut of it tasting nice with all that shit in it and just having that. Do you know what I mean?
The sexual thing is probably like no having wings.
I know, I like getting that's like literally getting neutered, but like it's just like mad how, I don't know, there's people like that in the world. Like how would you even get about, like, because we come on here and we think about shit of the like in the world, but how do we even get like to that level of like, is that just like education, do you think, like studying all sorts?
I think that's like a brain that you're like sort of born with, like you're all like pure insanely curious to conceptualize life and like what is like make, like I think that's a mad obsessive nature of making sense of why everything is the way it is, like oh, why, and this is this, and why is that chair like that, well the chair represents this and all that. It's like an overactive brainy like picking characteristics out of certain wee things and linking it to something else and being like, oh, that makes sense, and like I think it's just a brain you're born with, man.
It must be like mad, but like see, because I think back like another thing about like mad philosophers and that, you know, like back in the day philosophy was like a mad, I think it was like called like the mother of science. It was like a pure a thing that was needed in the world. See, like during your Aristotle's, Plato, Descartes and all that was like pure needed because it began scientific discovery. Do you know what I mean? So like Aristotle invented like that speed equals distance over time and all that, like math, like it went in with maths and science, and like so like pondering shit like that would like help you discover shit. But now philosophy's more like philosophy is pure daft now. It's like pure, I don't know, it's more like there's no one actual
it's like painting when we have cameras now. It's like if you're painting, they used to, that was the only way you could get a picture of somebody, you know what I mean? But now we have,
and it's still like a bit, but
that's how we're so much duller, because it used to take so much effort to just see a picture of somebody, you know what I mean? Like, what's that person look like? And you get a painted picture and it's still know what they look like, but it's like this mad constant wonder of like everything just takes a bit more effort, but because there's a bit more graft in it, a bit more like guile, it's like
you get a better payback.
It's like more rewarding, whereas we just get everything instantly now. Like you want to see a picture of this fucking celebrity, you can literally find it in a second, mate. It's like, and it's too easy also, now,
mate, that's went like a step further. If you went with this mad DALL-E Mini and the DALL-E, like the AI program that you can type in what you want to see even if it doesn't exist. You can type in like Osama bin Laden on a roller coaster, that picture doesn't exist, but you can see that.
But like see that, right? It's like, it's weird because if you think about when we're talking about humans, right? Humans developed the ability to, like, especially like Homo sapiens developed the ability over other humans to think about stuff that's no even ever happened yet. So like believe in ideals and believe in certain things about the world in a collective way, something they physically can't touch or something that's not been created yet. We can like think about that into the future and think things into the future. So now that's what like AI and that's then, like they're going through that process of like fucking, obviously it's us that are like controlling it, but it's like that's another step in their mad thing where like they're now producing things on their own that that have never happened in the world. You know what I mean? It's not like pictures put together.
The speed that they can do it is like pure, like,
how
100
is it
times
possible?
more than, like, because that can, like an AI could create another AI to do the job it does while that's still advancing. So then that's like 2. So then if that does that easily like that, do you know what I mean? Like, people would spend fucking like ages trying to code in this thing that's like a human brain trying to do that.
Aye.
So see, when that's like implanted as artificial intelligence, it can like, that can do it but 10 times faster. So it's like that advancement's going to be so much quicker. I think if it's like allowed to just kind of run free, do you know what I mean? Because if you start taking out like human error and human like morality and shit, and like it'll just be like boom 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 boom, get this done, get that done, do you know what I mean?
It's like I was listening to something and it was like, it's like this mad sort of theory about like everybody becomes immortal. You can live forever. You can't die and all that. And then see, because you can live forever, it's like, nothing actually even matters now, because there's no morality. And it sucks the life out of like what made life good. Like the fact that like you're like, right, I've got a limited time here, like I need to like do this and I need to take a chance on that. Like if you're living forever, there's no like, what should we do the day, right? But it doesn't matter, like we've got infinite days, so days start meaning nothing.
Aye, mate, that thing me.
Part of me thinks I'm going to live forever.
I think that's human nature. Like we can't actually accept that we're gonna. It's like an ego thing as well. You're like, how would I just not exist? That something. Aye, it is. It's like. Aye, and not even in a bad way. It's just like this belief that like how can this be here and then it's nothing. Like that won't happen to me. I mean, I know it's happened to every other human in history, but I'll do something will happen with me where like
mate, that do you mind I was telling you about that program, That Good Place, and it was like about heaven and hell and that's heavy based on like morals and like, should this be right and all that shit, right? So see the end of that, I don't want to pure ruin it. I don't think cunts are going to watch it. It's not a mad thing that you can pure ruin, do you know what I mean? But the end of that, it's like, see heaven, when they get to the good place, right? It's like there's a wee guy in it that pure loves philosophy, right? And he finds out that somebody in the good place for an old Grecian philosopher, she was called Alexandra, the something, and he's like, I need to go and find her, and he goes and finds her, and it's like Phoebe out of Friends, the actress, right? And she's like wearing like a big baseball like tap, and she's like eating ice cream, and she's just got a pair of joggies on and that, and he's like, oh, I've always wanted to meet you, I was a philosopher, and she's like, her brain's pure mush. And then like she goes like, can I just snaps at her, she's like, oh you need to help us, like everything's pure fucked here, like you need to help us. And then she goes back to being like, what? No, like, and then they end up finding out that see, because like the good place, you can just do whatever you want whenever you want and it never ends. Everybody's just walking about getting like orgasms on tap and all that. They're just like walking about just like in pure bliss. And they're turned into mad zombies cause it. So their like solution to fix that is they've got a mad magic door that if you walk through that, you just enter the universe as like particles, like you're done. And that like brings cunts back to, they still live like thousands of years after that, but like see, because they know they've got the end, they pure live it. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's definitely a true thing, mate. That's why like when people like, Erin always says to me like all the time, I'm so scared of dying and all that, and I'm like, it's like, I don't know, if that dying is as much a part of life as being born in the first place, it's like parallel, you know what I mean? It's like one does, it's the same thing. It's like, so you can't be scared of something that's like inevitable. Like it's a waste of your energy.
Mate, been most of the time I've been dead before you're alive and all that. It'll be the same like after you're alive as before.
There's
you're
going to
alive.
be more time.
It's just nothing.
Like
you only pure sitting for billions of years when the universe is here. Like
pure wondering when you're going to get a shot.
Waiting for the call. Come on,
go my first cap.
I'm working hard. Come on. Nah, no you.
Hang with me. Can I just? I think we'll probably be wrapping up soon. Can I end on a question I've been thinking about? There's this question, right? I forget all the pure details yet. I just thought about it there when we were talking. It was like a guy says, see if he had a flotation tank, right, that you could go in and like have your life programmed to be exactly the way you want it, and you live out your biological life in this tank, but in your like consciousness, you're like doing what you wake up the morning, you've got the best life ever. It's exactly what you wanted. We're doing this full time. We've got a wee space in the tune doing it. No, like it's just everything's perfect. would you do it?
If I could program, honestly, like, I don't think so, because like what I want to know for the rest of my life might not be what I want in maybe 10 years.
No, but this is it. It's like it constantly. It's not like
so it's not like I don't pick a mad storyline.
You have the best day every single day. Whatever, and you're like, it can read your mind in the back of your mind. It can read the exact perfect time for you in every moment.
I think
and
I
you
would.
Don't know the difference. You don't know when you're in there. You don't know you've made this choice.
How do we know? No, that's like sort of kind of happening now.
Aye, no, we don't. That's like part of the. This is a pure full book, but I'm just pure condensing it down.
Would I do it? Aye, probably.
Aye.
I mean, like, I get why you would say no, though. You're like, takes this sort of no romanticism out of life, but like like the good and bad, like things. I'm a big believer in like you'll never like appreciate the good unless you've like experienced the bad. So and like what makes good is the fact that there is a bad. So it's like if every day is exactly perfect, then there's no feeling in it.
I think in this, obviously I'm pure like don't remember it all right, but I think in this he does say like if like it would notice if like you were getting too like
bored or something,
and it would give a wee tiny bad thing, and then it would
get the pen out, sign me up right now.
But I think it was, like by the end of that like paper, he was saying like I kind of convinced that nobody would do it, because like as you said, like the reality of life is being alive, and it's not the experience of life.
It's like you think like all the best sort of moments in that of your life are like, or the sort of like I was at this festival and all my pals, and it's like, but like bad times are weirdly like important as well. You know what I mean? It's like they might not be as
mate, they're not as flashy, mate. That's like that. Have you seen that? We've been talking about Zizek, no? Have you seen the cartoon Inside Out?
No.
It's so good, mate. It's actually so good, but it's like a pure Wayne's like Pixar thing.
Aye.
But that like
I think I know what you're talking about. I've not seen it, but
it's got like core memories and that, and they're like when you're away and they're like all happy, and it's like it's wee people like controlling your emotions. So it's like angry, sad, not. And when you're away, and it's like it was only happy that ever controlled it. But then it's like the Wayne in this that's set in her head like has to move and all that, and like whatever else happens. And then the happy thing still try to control everything, but then like in the end the kind of realisation is that you need a wee bit of sadness and you need a wee bit of this, and it's mixed in with it all. Mate, that's a heavy good film. You should watch it.
Well, so mate, it sounds good, mate. Right, troops, that's another episode in the can. We hope you enjoyed it, reacting to some badging videos, some naughty men taking some naughty substances, but hey, we've all been there. I hope you enjoyed it, man. Cheers.
Can I also give a wee special shout out to Leo McQuaid? Some boy, this one was for you, brother.
Beautiful.
Put the feet up, kick back and relaxing your best. No, I'm sitting on Reilly's Gaff and I'm sitting on back in the pad. Get deep fried and I smoke some packs of the grass. Put the feet up, kick back and relaxing your best. No, I'm sitting on Reilly's Gaff.